What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Arachnid Soul, the voracious commentator, intellectual as always, coming to you today comparing Killzone 2 multiplayer with Killzone 3 multiplayer. Now, first of all, Killzone 3 multiplayer, let's talk about the good. Obviously, it's got that great single-player campaign. We're not talking about that today. The couch co-op, I wish that was online, but that's pretty awesome too. The graphics, the sound, the controller vibration feedback, and for the most part, it's an enjoyable game versus bots. Plus, you add the addition of the objective-based story mode, which you'll see a couple of cutscenes from here in a second, which that's actually really fun, but there are flaws with that too. So I'm pretty much just going to go and break things down here and tell you what I liked better about Killzone 2, now that I've told you what I like better about Killzone 3. Now let's be honest. One of the things that makes Killzone stand apart from other first-person shooting games is the fact that you can set up your lobby. You can look for the lobby that you want to find. You set up the perimeters. You want to play a certain map. You want to play with a certain amount of people. If you're playing the game on day one, you can set it so everyone's the same rank, so everyone you play against is at the same level. You're not just thrown into some random map. And as you can see, there's a bunch of full maps still. There's a bunch of people still playing 32-player games. If that's not your thing, maybe you want to find a game where it's 2-player. Now let's talk about actually setting up the parameters for your own match. And Killzone servers are always free. You don't have to pay for them. As you see on this screen, there's a couple of preset matches, or you can edit your own, which is what we're going to do here. This is the most awesome feature of this game that divides this game from other first-person shooters. It's the fact that you customize everything. Which missions you're going to do, how long the individual missions are, which weapons, which kind of tactics, skill-based tactics can guys bring. Thousands of different combinations. Are you going to let the spectators watch? Do people have to have a special password to get into your game so it doesn't show up on the lobby screen? What you're looking at here is some of the guns. Some of them are kind of cheap, so you might want to disable them. Maybe you just want to play with pistols. It really is whatever you want. And when you're done, you can go back, you can save this stuff, you give it a certain name, and you don't have to set this up ever again. Or, if you want to set it up again, you want to change some stuff, that's fine too. You can always go back and do that. You pick how many bots are going to be playing. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is the most awesome thing, and this is the thing that I think's missing, not only from Killzone 3 multiplayer, but from a lot of first-person shooting games. Now you see here, I'm setting up the individual objectives and picking the times. I mean, sometimes you want to get in, you want to play a game, you might only have 15-20 minutes. Other times, I don't know, maybe you want to drag it out. Set these objectives to 60 minutes and spend all day playing one game. Hey, whatever you want to do. And like we saw on the previous screen, when people search the lobbies, they're going to be able to see the perimeters that you've set up. As we compare that to Killzone 3 now. Yes, you can kind of, sort of edit parameters. It's not quite as good. And a pain in the ass thing is every time you do this, you're going to have to go through and set all this stuff up again. There's no way to save these settings. It's just kind of disappointing. They should have built on what they did in the second game, or at very least left what they had in the second game. Now this is a big one for me. The ability to actually go in and play co-op with your friend. Meaning you invite one friend, you invite 10 friends, it doesn't matter. It's you and your friend on a private server going against bots. You pick how many bots there are. If you and your friend want to be on different teams, that's fine. But I enjoy this us versus the world element, talking on the headsets. The blue dot you see on the screen is your friend or are your friends, however many are playing with you on your team. And this is a mode that you don't see in a lot of games. This is a mode that you have to have in a game. This was something I did in Killzone 1, it's something I did in Killzone 2. Very excited Killzone 3 was coming out. I know they're going to have it in there, and as you're going to see in a second, they actually didn't. And you can just stay here for hours. I mean, you've set up the perimeters for your custom match, and you invited your friend. Now let's take a look at the multiplayer, and I'm excited. You hear the music, it's epic. Me and my boy Pemby66, we've been talking about this. We're about to play some multiplayer on Killzone 3. This is going to be the most awesome thing you guys have ever seen. I can't wait to show this to you. This is going to be epic. Oh. Actually, the server's not working. Well, in all fairness, usually it does work, but I assure you anyway, even though I cannot show it to you, there's no way to do co-op the way you can on Killzone 2 with just you and your friend versus computer. If you invite your friend, it automatically puts them on the rival team. Now let's talk about that element that is kind of useless to some people, but picking your own faction. Yeah, you can pick up any gun from the other team, and yes, you know, everyone has the same strengths, but you get emotionally attached to a team over a certain game, and for some reason on the third Killzone, you can't do that. Now you see me dropping a spawn point, and the beauty of the spawn point is you drop it anywhere, and when you die, like you see I just died purely because the computer's cheating, obviously. I mean, I've never honestly died in a first-person shooter ever, that goes without saying. I'm picking the same spawn point. Here I am again, and I'm going to look for that son of a bitch, and if I see him, I'm taking him out. Because we're going old school today, and his friend with a cheap shot just took me out. Now let's look at Killzone 3. Can we drop the spawn points? No. Actually, you've got to stand by this thing and wait. And now that's your spawn point. There are preset areas, and if you capture them, you get to spawn on them. But the ability to not drop your spawn point anywhere takes so much away from the game. That was so much of my strategy in Killzone 2. These awesome spots I found to drop. Wait a minute, I just dropped a grenade. Actually, that was intentional, so now I can show you how I'm forced to respawn on one of these crazy little green squares. You know, they turn green, you can spawn on them. But it's just kind of lame. And okay, so now I'm gonna spawn as close as I can to the action, I guess, and hope that the other team isn't camping there because they know where I'm gonna spawn. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about the melee kills. The constant, frequent, annoying melee kills in Killzone 3. Yeah, you're real proud of that, aren't you? I wasn't camping somewhere, I'm walking around. I'm trying to have a good time, I'm trying to play the game, I'm trying to enjoy myself. And then sometimes computer does it to the rest of the computer people, or your team does it, and that guy just lost his head. Anyway, the melee kills are so annoying. Yeah, they look awesome, but believe me, the only time you'd want to melee kill somebody is if they're camping, and here's a guy in disguise melee killing me. It's that black and red on black and red crime I hate so much. Anyway, so I didn't want the video to be too long. That's my first video I'm posting on this channel, kind of an expose comparing Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 multiplayer. Leave some comments. What do you think? Do you think I'm stupid for saying this? Do you think you're so blown away by those beautiful 1080i graphics in Killzone 3 that it doesn't matter? Nothing matters. As long as the graphics are great, you don't care about the gameplay. Or maybe Operations is so groundbreaking and so awesome that you don't even care about Killzone 2. And if that's the case, please leave a comment. Subscribe, like, do whatever you want to do. Thank you for joining me. Please come back. Once again, this is your boy, Arachnid Soul, the intellectual, the voracious one, and obviously quite modest. I will catch you guys later.